Greetings. Now this is not a general video, this is a specific one because if you are getting this video it is personally for you. Because there's lots of things I want to explain that the rest will not understand because you are not like them at all. You are earth angels, quite literally. Now some of you already mentioned about the finding of the feathers. There's nothing to say that an angel's wings and the feathers are actually joined, is there? I'll come on to more about this reality in a little while. Interestingly, the word reality, real, is the king's highway. And eye, third eye, tie, it's tying your third eye into this three-dimensional reality. So, 111 days left. You're all going through experiences anyway, and it all makes perfect sense as to why. What you are getting thrown at you is to show you what to avoid being like. It is also to test you and how you react to what is being thrown at you. Now, just to recap, 360 senses. Use your imagination as to what you can do with that, because this is a dream world. This is not the true world. This is a carbon copy, and just like, because it's governed by time, it's like a radio station when you're in a car. You drive further away, you lose the signal because the signal decays with time and space. You've got the up and down, like on the heart monitor, and then you've got makes the sine wave, time and motion. Funny enough, that's probably where you get the cross from as well, or another one of many references that uses, because it's all tied into the geometry and shapes and everything else anyway. So, some of you I have already connected with and we have aligned, and the feedback you've told me, I said to you that things would be very different from now on and things would start falling into place for you. The rest of you I still need to align with. Now, think of it like boots. The two halves with the eyelets, that's your energy centers, your chakras. The lace is the caduceus, the serpent energy that pulls together. What this actually does is flick on the switches inside you to reactivate you. Now, I lost my lighter. When you are fully powered up, you will be so bright and probably showing in your true form, which is an angel, that with the 3D eyes, it will be like staring at the sun during the middle of the day. It will be so bright. We're talking 7,000 billion volts of energy from your cells. You will glow gold. You will is real light. Understand? You are the Israelites. You are real lights. The is also a reference to the divine feminine and the Isis under its many names. I don't want to make this too long or too complicated, and I don't really want to go over the things I'm going to do on the more general public video, and I recommend you to watch that one. It'll be Unlocking the Matrix 26, I think it is, it would be up to. So I'll save the other bits for the more general one. But what I do have to mention, this is only the first phase of it. Next April is 42 months since the inauguration of Trump. Now this is quite a revelation, quite literally. Trump is the last president, as in the book by Ingersoll Lockwood. Now the letter for Satan is not what everybody would think would be the S, it's the T. And here's the logic behind this. The vertical line is your soul, your spine, your Jacob's ladder. The bar that is stopping you going higher That's the evil. That's the T in Satan. It's the red flash in NASA, and so on and so on. It is the T-Rex. It is the T-Rump, the terrible lizard. Next April, Trump will go a step too far. It's the empire that trumps all previous empires. Yes, he was Adolf Hitler in a previous a previous suit as well. He comes 1946. Adolf Hitler had Parkinson's. That physical shell was on the way out. So the demon needed a new seat. This is the main one. All this thing they showed when Trump came over to meet the Queen. She's only the Queen of the Hive. That is the chief demon there. The ego, if you think about this, the ego of the negative would want to be right out there and feeding off all the, oh, look up to him. I mean, how many times have you, those that support Trump think he's the second coming, and then there's other people saying he's pure evil? Well, I think you know which, by his actions, which is which by now. If not, then, well, I'm lapsing here because I'm thinking I'm talking more generally, of course you know. Yeah, so this alignment will open up things. I'm going to put this in a sort of pretty graphic way, partly because it's fun, and I think it does help to explain, and I'm not expecting anybody to answer this. You can keep the thoughts to yourselves on this. By speaking this, right, it's sound, and you speak in tongues, and the tongue is mightier than the pen is, the penis. Because the pen is IS, it could also be 1-5, which is also 6. Now, I want to take you to paradise, but this is a lost paradise, and you are going to need a pair of dice to play this game, and you do not need to roll 2 6s to start, and I'll give you the third 6. That's your 3 6 6. Now, is that evil? No, because we'll flip it upside down and make it 9 9 9. 0 to 9. 9 is the final number, and then it goes back to 0 again. So, yes, we have to destroy the world as it is, in a metaphorical sense. It's pulling the plug on this fake matrix that we're in. When you're awake, you're actually asleep. When you're asleep, you're actually awake. All those dreams you have, that is what you can really do. There's a new theory called the concave Earth theory, where it's like compared to a cosmic egg and an avocado. Well, that's a half-truth, because you're all in eggs. You're in like these wombs. I've seen this, and I've sort of alluded to this in a previous video about we're all in like hamster balls. You got 12 pipes in your back, and these are the projected images here. This is why always talking in spirituality about disconnecting from the matrix, disconnecting, because if you start pulling these pipes out, they don't go back in again. Why people die is because these pipes are to do with the food source. I mean, children are the future. Now, when you understand the letters, now in German the D and T are interchangeable. Children are the food you are. Food you ray. Your ray of light is the food, not the future, but the future. They don't put bodies in coffins. They do not cremate bodies. They are too toxic. They are put into the food system as chicken feed, an animal feed, to keep it in the food, keeping the food chain. They are turning people into cannibals. They've been doing it for a long, long time. I mean, the human body has 8 pints of blood. It's a lot to make the Red Sea, wouldn't you say? I'm going to be going over this on this next video on the Unlocking the Matrix, because it's not far away before we can actually start unplugging it. The ones that are getting this video, you ain't got to worry about 5G or anything like that. You're outside of this reality. I think you're all starting to see it anyway, and you will become more and more. More will come to you. You will start getting a lot more downloads coming, because you are Earth Angels, and I'm just unlocking this. It's you that actually does this, the Divine Feminine. I'm just your support role here. Pick a number for me. I'm a 10. I might as well say it. I am a 10. At 10. That is one of my names. It's misspelt and it's not even pronounced properly. It's Ankh En Aten. Key, Lord, Light. That's what it means. But it's pronounced without the vowels. So it will be said more like Ten. But the vowels are the fouls. This is why I've made videos on words and letter shapes, and if you want to know more then please do have a look. But I wanted to get this video out and explain a bit more. Now, because this is a projection, we already have a Cyberdyne system in place. That is this AI that is creating this reality. That people are projections, that's why they won't wake up. Because the Cyberdyne computer system has a defense grid. It'll send programs through these 12 pipes and it will block parts of the CPU up here that will understand what we're saying. This is why people won't wake up, because they can't. It's not their fault. But we can try and unplug. Once you get one of the tubes out, it becomes a lot easier. And there's a lot of people seeing bits and pieces. They are going to have to do the work, and they are going to have to go down the taking the metals out of their body. One of you I spoke to has gone back to meet, and well, actually, and another one who's spoken to me has said about, well, when I'm hungry and I want to eat meat, I'll eat meat. Yeah, well, fine, because it's not going to affect you. There's also the thing of the blood type in this reality as well. So there's no hard and fast rules for us. We are beyond that. Now I can talk in this in terms of ego and say I am, like Jesus said, I am the way, right? But I'm going to have to burst a bubble and put a punctuation mark in that one. Jesus said, I am the way. The question is, what is I am? Well, I am is source. You all have a part of source in you. So when you say I am, it's not actually ego at all. That's another little twist. It can be ego, yes, and it can run away. But in its true sense, the I am is what source is, because source is, and it is I am. We are me. The me is the what's inside you. The Zecharia Sitchin talks about this, although a lot of it is again a mixture of half-truth and mistranslations, but that part is in there. We're also in an electric universe, like Tesla said, of 3, 6 and 9. He didn't tell you about 12 though, did he? So again, that's a half-truth. But yes, it is electric with 7,000 billion volts when you are fully activated with 360 senses, and use your imaginations what those senses are and what you're capable of. There is nothing in this world of electrics that can get anywhere close to that voltage. You think you're going to be harmed by 5G, you're going to think you're going to be harmed by all these poisonous foods and things. No, hell, you're not going to be affected by any of it. You'll also, some of you, well, I'm hoping all of you will find feathers. Don't go looking for them, they just appear to you. One feather buys you one soul. So spend them wisely. Weighing of the heart against the feather. You can save your families. You've got the capability of doing it. You can do pretty much anything. You're angels, for fuck's sake. I'm going to leave that there because there's a lot and I wanted to get this out. So I will be contacting you individually about doing this alignment because it is to benefit you. It can seem... let me just explain this so I don't have to keep writing it on individual messages. Right. You can start this any way you want. Again, use your imagination. You can imagine me and you sitting naked in front of each other. You can think of it in tantric sex because the feelings will always start in the root chakra first and it will feel sexual. But there's nothing wrong with that. We're not talking in a physical form here. We're talking at soul level. It is purely to activate your chakras. The combination of my energy and your energy, this is to help you, is it creates a third energy that really does have a positive effect on this 3D world. I'm sure as you're listening to this, this will all resonate. and do message me back about this if you get this video, because if you've got this video, it is intended for you as like a personal message between those that are getting it. Because we won this. In this reality, we're subject to time. Now you notice there's hours. Well, hours is a Horus, and they do make a whore of us in this reality. People sell their minds and do a mental employment. They sell their bodies and do a physical employment. No matter what it is, you're all being whored out. But I don't buy into this anymore, and I ain't going to buy into it. We've won this anyway. We've got this monster next April that empire will come crashing down this T-ramp. There's your chief demon right there. Yes, you got the Vatican and everything else. It's all interlinked in. But this is what is said in Revelations. There's a thing called fate. When you understand that Source created everything, think of it like a child as well. Now, a child will get bored with certain toys as it develops. So that's the evil side gone. We ain't actually got to do anything about that. That will be taken care of. It's already starting anyway. It's starting to collapse. You just got to look at just look at the general headlines of the mainstream media and on the social media, because that's a mixture of half truth, half lie. Some of it is controlled opposition, but read between the lines and you'll see it. Anyway, I hope that's given you. Well, I hope even this is starting to unlock a lot more for you. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much.